Yeah,
The North.
yeah, my back did some weird shit. I didn't like when I did the
Neck
little
and my back.
my neck, my back, my pussy, and my crack.
They should have had you in there instead of their real music.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, my boy was averaging 12. He was giving them a quick 26, 5 and 3.
Wait, hold your horses. Lindsay.
All right, so now we're going to take a look at the Chicago Bulls. They are projected for 30.5 wins, which would put them at 11th, so no playoffs for them. In the offseason, they lost Chris Dunn and Shaquille Harrison. And they picked up Garrett Temple, and then two notable rookies for them are Patrick Williams and Devin Dotson. Their coach is still Jim Boylan. Yay.
Did you wait, so where would that put them in the East? Did you say that right?
11th.
11.
Yes.
Okay.
Where do you think Zach LaVine is ranked in all-time Bulls players? I got him at 6. Sixth greatest all-time Bull player of all time.
You're saying the weirdest shit today, Dario.
My man is filled with the hottest takes. He's like, I got the sizzling takes for you. They're hot out the oven.
It goes MJ, Scotty, Derrick Rose, Jimmy Butler, and maybe Zach LaVine.
What about Dennis Rodman?
We only talk about
3 rings.
Okay, all right. So it's Dennis Rodman. All right, so I got to redo the thing.
What about Luol Deng?
Oh yeah, you're right. He's a top 10 Bull all time. You're right. I'm bugging.
There's a lot of those Bulls that like didn't mean anything to non-Bulls fans, but they're those scrappy guys that the team loves.
Yeah. I'm sorry, comment section. Bulls, there's not much you could talk about. Like, so you got to talk about the history. Dude, that's just what happened.
I don't know. I was about to say, there's guys on this team that I like all over it. Like, I really liked Kobe White. I thought he was awesome last year.
Yeah.
Even though, like, he was coming off the bench, he's going to start this year, right?
Yeah.
So, I like that. I like Zach LaVine just gave you 25 points per game. Do you think he's able to duplicate that?
My man was shooting. Yeah. My man was shooting 39% from the field, though. Like,
yeah, but he's a rookie. That'll get better.
Yeah, that's true.
That'll get better. Right. He's 19. I hold that way less against children than I do against people in their late 20s.
Yeah, that is true. All right.
But
Zach LaVine could definitely give you another 25, 5 and 4, like he did. He could do it again.
I think Markkanen needs to shoot more if this team wants to be successful. Like, he's clearly.
Oh, yeah.
And he's huge. You know what I mean?
Was he injured? Did he get injured throughout the? I feel like
maybe he played 50 games, but I don't know if that's just because of the bubble or. No, I think he did get.
Yeah, he must have.
At some point, or just missed a couple games here and there. No, you're right.
Yeah, it was towards the end. Yeah.
But I really like him. Wendell Carter, another guy, rookie or second year for Wendell Carter. I think it's his second year.
Yeah, it might be his second year.
11 and basically 10. Like that's not, you know what I mean? Like the numbers from these, if you're just looking at the stat sheet like this, and do they still have Thad Young? Like, there's some ballers on this team. Am I bugging? Am I losing my mind?
I just don't think that they'll be able to like make it past the 9th seed. Like I think it's just too tough. Like the East, the East just it got a little bit more. There's a bunch more stars. The bigger teams came in, so I think it's just they don't have.
But I don't see anything other than 9 for them. And Lindsay said that this would put them at 11. And I just don't. I think they got too many guys at this point who are gonna. And when the youth hits the next level, it makes a big impact on your team.
Like, 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 who cares if they get ninth? Like, they're gonna. I just think. I think he.
Because we're talking
Huh?
about whether they're going to hit their over under, and I think they'll probably. I can't see this team not hitting the over because their projection is just too low, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, so what's the actual games for the over under again?
But
Over under for them is 30 and a half games.
that's what I'm saying.
30 and a half.
Like
games.
the Knicks were at 22. Like that's not that far off, and I think that's. I just think the Bulls are slightly ahead of that tier. Like I think they're going to be that team that's on the outside looking in. Like what's a good example of that? Remember when Chris Bosh was on the Raptors?
Oh yeah.
It was just it was like fringe. Like that's this team now to me.
Yeah. Could you show me the teams in the East one more time? Yeah. I always need to look at it just to think like more or less like if I could see that happening kind of thing, because it's just hard to like just think of the team by itself and not.
In my opinion, and this might be just blasphemy, but I'll say it anyways. Yeah. We just talked about the Pacers. What's the difference between this team and the Pacers?
Well, one, the Pacers got MJ Warren. Two, they actually have playoff experience. They were just the fourth seed the year before. Right. I could see them having better chemistry. Like these are younger guys, less experience. The only thing is that having younger guys right now make it a little bit easier for teams because of the quick comeback. But they have, and especially the Bulls. The Bulls haven't played since freaking February of 2020, so they had like a whole year off, and that might cause a lot of rust. But if younger players don't deal with that as much.
I really could see this team being a sneaky playoff team, like not like obvious playoff team, but like I just said, sneaks in the back door. I don't see them any.
I just don't see who they kick out. Like who would they kick out?
Like I think they're better. I think they're better than the Knicks.
Yeah.
I think they're better than the Cavs.
I could agree with that.
I think they're better than the Hornets. And then we're looking at that Orlando, Indiana territory, which is right at the playoff spot. Yeah, Pistons. We're gonna get to them.
Yeah.
We'll see. It just depends on what they are doing going forward with their roster and what Blake Griffin is coming to the table with. But to me, I just don't see how the Bulls can't beat or the Bulls are definitively to me ahead of 4 of the teams, right?
Okay.
Which puts them
puts them at about
right at that exact spot. So I just think this is like an obvious over for me because I don't, unless I'm totally wrong about their youth, but I just see why wouldn't their youth take another level?
So if you had 30 wins, 33 wins got you into the playoffs last year, and it's going to be very similar this year. It might be more. You might need a little bit more than that. You might need more like 35 to get into the playoff. So my thing is, I don't see them going 5. I can't see it. They'll definitely miss the playoffs for sure in my head. Mm-hmm. I think I could see them like 30 being about right. Like I think 30, 31 wins is about what they get.
Yeah.
Because they got to go against Milwaukee multiple times. They're gonna have to go against the Pacers multiple times. They're gonna have to go
to beat the Pacers. That's why I just think this team. I don't look at this team against the Pacers. This is an obvious L. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's tighter, but I think the Pacers, if they get them on the right night for sure. But I can't see them winning a game against Milwaukee.
And what if Kobe White comes out and increases his field goal percentage a little bit? I don't know. I just like what I saw out of the youth on the team in general. I think that these are guys that know their roles, and as long as a guy like Zach LaVine doesn't become less efficient than
Yeah,
he was last year, because he wasn't efficient last year, but he can't become. If he becomes any less efficient, it's gonna be like a problem.
yeah. So who's their closer?
Zach
Would it
LaVine
be Zach
right now,
Levine?
yeah,
So do you think? Because I feel like if they're gonna win games, it's gonna be tighter games.
sure.
So you're gonna need a consistent closer to get you a good amount of W's. You know what I mean? So, and I feel like the Pacer games, they're probably gonna be tighter games, and I think the Pacers just have like better
Stronger
closers and better,
closers.
yeah, stronger closers and just people who've been in those situations much more.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying,
Yeah,
but not all experience is good experience.
yeah,
I
yeah,
just don't. I just don't know how much better the youth on this team is going to get. That's my whole thing. Is
yeah,
That's a big question mark, and I could see us being like past the All Star break where Rachel Nichols is on the jump saying, "All the Bulls shocking us all, making a strong playoff run,"
yeah.
and I just don't.
There's
To
usually one team that does that for the most part too. Like you always get one of those
That's what I'm
those
saying.
teams
Like
that you
there's
don't
one of
expect.
them, and we
Yeah.
haven't found one yet. So I just don't think there's no reason it can't be this team.
Okay. I can
That's
see, and
where
yeah, I feel like it's more so in the West that you would see that, just because the most of the East bottom feeders are like clearly bad. You know what I mean? Like you know that they're not gonna make much runs, but I can see what you're saying for sure. They
and
have like they have unknowns
yeah,
that could be really good or really bad. Like it's pretty much boom or bust.
like this guy flashed so much for me. We have Kobe White's highlights up right now, and this guy he just flashed for me. He had a few games where he was like he turned it the fuck up,
Yeah,
and I was like, if he can make this any kind of consistent, that's that's having an elite ball handler out there just to control what's going on the floor. Like this kid's only going to be 20.
yeah,
So I don't know. I just like you said, lots of unknown promise on this team.
yeah, yeah.
I will take the over 100%. What do
Could
you think?
I just do like right there? Could I just say
Push the
what
push.
is it? What is it? 30? Is it 30 or 30 and a half?
But
Lin-
30 and a half.
Oh, so you gotta pick. I'll give them 31 wins, so I
okay,
guess it's
you're
the
going
over.
over. Wow,
Yeah, I give them 30. I have them at 31 wins. So
that's amazing.
yeah, I don't think it's gonna be much further than that. So
I mean, look, here's basically what I'm saying. If Zach Levine goes in the dunk contest, right, or goes into the season and just starts performing insane dunks and puts and makes people go crazy, why can't he? What do you call
because
it?
Dwight Howard did similar shit and he was just a failure. So it just shows that they don't doesn't mean anything.
What I
Aaron Gordon
listen,
is a pussy.
yeah, but he's not a winner like Zach Levine. All right,
You think
not a
what?
winning dunk contest champion.
Oh, okay, okay. I was about to say. I mean, I
You're
was
about to
like,
go with fucking
Orlando went
Zach
to the
Levine.
playoffs. Yeah, so I was like, Orlando went to the playoffs last year.